Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining in. If you're joining on Twitch, amazing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the stream. And on YouTube, amazing too. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so this will be a new playlist, a new chapter, a new Let's Learn. And that is, I just joined in the workshop of DoubleJump Academy. I'm just going to be able to show you the curriculum, but nothing else in that, so I won't be able to show you the actual videos. If you want to check the actual videos, that is something you have to purchase on your own. However, I will stream my whole participation in that 8 weeks long workshop, so it's going to be quite interesting. If you want to join in, share some tips, feel free. I'm streaming every day from Monday till Friday. As for now, you will get to see my edited experience. The live experience will be limited to the Twitch channel, which is great. Okay, so we will just going to understand what this course is about. We see the curriculum, and I'll just going to zoom in a little bit so y'all can read all of this. So Houdini for games and Unreal Engine. So we have 4 videos in here. Thanks for joining. Together we jump. Yeah, genau, exactly. So it's very simple stuff. Assets. These are, I guess, where you could download the stuff. Good. That is always nice to have. Grayson, of course. Shout out to Grayson, the mentor. Amazing person. Module 1, that will be in week 1. This is what we will be starting with. So we will learn about, all right, now forgive me if I don't spell that correctly. So prerequisite, and second thing we'll learn about parameters. Then we'll learn about planks, railings. Then we'll learn about the diagonal railings. Then we'll learn about poles organization. Then we will learn about cargo nets. Then unutilized sweep. Okay, we will check that out. We worked with sweep in the last episode. Unutilized or unitized scales. Unitized sweep, unitized scale. I have issues with reading. So testing in Unreal, cool. Module 2 will be applying texture B, vertex wind, simulation start, rigid sim, a slice limb, bridge slice polish, simulation parameters for Unreal, single frame Unreal simulation, single frame Unreal simulation C. This is parts. These are all parts. Then we have Alembic Houdini session sync D. Then we have revised Alembic workflow. Looping Olympic. I wonder about all of those. Then we have module 3. Number 1, project and HDA setup. Number 2, inside shader, physics attributes, static collision and fracture region. Oh my god, so many things. Advanced fracture, curve region, unitize, size, deform pieces, generate shell, Megascan testing, oh my god, Megascan polish, GUM blueprint, Niagara particles, Niagara mesh particles. Oh my god, this will be a lot of nice stuff. Module 4 will we work with mesh and curve creation, select spawn region, select spawn point, connect curves, noise to curve, branching iteration, vine logic polish, wow, growth attribute, Unreal testing, volume simulation, Unreal opacity. Woo, it's gotta be something. Then we have module 5, substance painter, noise and opacity, material functions, screen space UVs, optional infection overview, optional growth improvements, triplanar flash, quick presentation polish, remap growth speed. All right, this is all so far 5 weeks. This is where we are 5 weeks in so far. And then we have module 6, intro and mesh setup, curve orientation, write custom rules, random mesh placement, generate mesh for path finding, find paths, multiple path and scale, cleanup and volume sim, growth attributes, Unreal integration, optional scene and HDA walkthrough. Wow, this is so much. It's going to be amazing. Reference and blockouts, that will be module 7. Megascan textures, cool. Lighting and fog, HDA integration, sequencer overview, lighting tweaks. Number 1, okay, so module 8, that's the last week. Decals, camera tuning, Niagara particles, foliage painting, render settings, wrapping things up, and then more about the field program and showcase your work and gain future discount. All right, this is cool. This is cool. Yeah, it's amazing. We will start today, and I'm quite excited for that. We just read the whole curriculum and I've understood like 2 words of that, so it's gonna be very interesting and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll start with downloading the assets, so I will pause that and I'll be right back with this. All right, so this will be just an introduction about the course. We could watch this together.
I'm so happy to have y'all here. I'm really excited to share this course with y'all. We're going to learn a lot throughout it. I'll just give a quick, brief introduction about myself before we dive into things. I've been working at Naughty Dog as a technical artist for the past 3 years now. I work on our construction team, which is a lot of fun, and I create a lot of HDAs for our team and just help out with a lot of pipeline things as well as doing some art too. But I really like to dive into the pipeline side of things and get a little bit technical. So I'd like to share both sides of that sort of workflow with y'all today, get into some art, get into how to set up things for you and other teams to use. Without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to be making this procedural bridge setup to get started. We're going to start off with basic software, what software we need to have installed for this, what version of Houdini I'm using, what version of Unreal, all that fun stuff. And we're going to get that out of the way so that we can actually start getting in there and making some art and having some fun. So let's go ahead and get started with that.
All right, so now it's getting into course territory, so I won't share everything now. I just wanted you to have a brief introduction about who's teaching us, what is their experience is about, and now it's gonna go, unfortunately, into course territory, so I'll pixelate the course, and that is fine. We will, I'll show you my work space, and as for the course content itself, we will have it in a different window right there, and now we will basically start together. I will remove the mute button for now and put it when I am muted. I will also share the stream somewhere else. Hopefully we get more views today and it will be awesome. Let's share it in our groups over here. Looking good. Okay, so let me just share it. I'll be right back with you guys, and we'll continue the video and get the proper Unreal version, proper Houdini version. Hopefully we all have the same version. Let's see. DGA. Okay. All right. Let's hang out. Yeah. All right. So we have shared the stream. Looking good. And so let's keep going and check. First of all, we need to take that audio out so y'all can't hear anything anymore. So let me delete that audio. Input. All right. So yes, delete that. Keep the mic only. And now we have a proper audio input. And let's keep going. All right. So mute. All right. We'll be here. Okay, Houdini. We've installed Houdini. All right, 20.0.653. Let's see which Houdini version do we have. Let's go to the Houdini launcher and let's check it out. So we have 20.0.751. It shouldn't be so much change between those versions, so I'll keep my version, and if I really have to change, I'll change. But for now, I'll keep my version. Exactly, they are basically telling us that go with the production build, and that is exactly what we went through here. We chose the production build. All right. All right, I think I have installed the Unreal Engine plugin, Unity plugin, Unreal Engine plugin. That looks good so far. just gonna show you this, you guys. So yeah. So we have the Unity plugin, we have the Unreal plugin. Yeah, just add the plugin when you install the Houdini. Let's go to Epic Launcher then. All right, let's go to Unreal Engine 5.3.2. Let's see. I'm gonna just sign in. All right, so what we'll do now is basically sign in the Epic Launcher. This will take a little bit, so stick with me, guys. This is just part of learning. Learning is all about getting the proper stuff or the proper tools, and sometimes, you know, especially when you kick off a course, yeah, this is how you start. You start by getting the proper stuff, getting the licenses together, and make sure that you're at the same version with everything else. So right now I just want to sign in Epic Games and basically get my password and just sign in here. Let's sign in, and then want to check my Unreal version. Maybe later, and just gonna check my Unreal version and see if we have the same version, and if not, we have to install it, and that's fine. Let's check my library. So here we are, guys. We can see that I am completely off with the version here, and I need to actually install the version that we need. That is something that's unfortunate, but we will have to do it anyway. So yeah, that's that. It's fine like that, and we will go back to our course. I have so many tabs open right here. I actually will start closing some of them. Let's close all of them unless it's the double jump. All right, so which version do we need?
That's what we're using for this one. I do recommend y'all do have the most up-to-date stuff, because I did run into some bugs while creating some of these HDAs for the course, and I had worked with side effects, and they were very quick about fixing them, but they were in the most recent version. So definitely recommend getting the most up-to-date version.
Okay, so they recommend to us that we install the most up-to-date version. I guess we'll just go with this one and install and accept that. It will take a while to install because it's Unreal Engine, and that is fine. We're just gonna keep it, we're gonna make it install. And I will probably remove that one just because I'm not using it, so we save up some space. It's actually downloading quite fast. That is good stuff. We will keep watching the tutorial just to get to know what else do we need to do here. What else is there needed to be done? Okay. So we will use mega scans. Wait a second, I think I saw something in the tutorial.
As much fun as it is to create art assets from scratch.
Okay, so we will download the mega scans. Let's see. Okay. Mega scans. Okay. Let's get that. So, mega scans. Official Quixel. Let's get that.
And after you've downloaded it, it should show up in the Epic Games launcher down here at the bottom. You're going to want to install it to your engine. So if we just click this button over here, we can install it to 5.3, which is the version we're using. We'll wait for that to happen. And if you don't see it at the bottom...
Okay, so... Wait a second. Let me just get that together. We'll install a plugin to Quixel, it's called. So we're just gonna... It's called Quixel Bridge. So we'll just do that. It's in the queue. All right, that's amazing. All right, back to the library, please. Yeah, I guess it gets installed automatically. Let's just check the mega scan thing, what they told us about it. Just gonna go a little bit back.
quickly be able to present your ideas in a way that looks pretty and appealing to mass audiences. It kind of sells what you're going for quickly. So we're going to be using Meg Scales for set dressing and maybe some textures for our tools that we're going to be creating in this course and our procedural models. So you are going to want to go to the official Quixel site to download it and create an account if you haven't already.
Okay, so we'll create an account in Quixel. So let's just do that. Quixel Megascans. All right, so we'll just go here and start right there. Oh my God, why is it going? Come on, man. Come on here. Yeah, please, let's just go here. Let's not go somewhere else. Windows, please. Yeah, okay. So Megascans is right there. We will actually create an account, so I will subscribe. And we'll put this down to put my information. All right, so subscribe. Let's see, begin for free. That's the type of thing we want. Let's actually sign in with Epic Games. Looks fine for me. We will add our account from Epic Games. Looking good. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Let's just get that keyboard and add our information. All right, sign in. Let's go. And yeah, one more step to verify ourselves. Does not have a pair. Okay, this one. Just some human stuff that is being controlled by an AI. All right, we will allow it. And right now we just basically created an account from the Epic account that we have. You could make an account without that, but just so things run smoothly and I don't have to do a lot of stuff again and again and again. All right, so use with Unreal Engine. I'm just gonna show you this then. And it says use with Unreal Engine. Since you have an Epic Games content license, we can set you up with unlimited access to Megascans. Unlimited Megascans, unlimited Megascans access is licensed for use with Unreal Engine based products only. Use with anything. Okay, we're just gonna get unlimited access and we will get that started. All right. So a lot of courses have a linear structure. So you have to create the asset and then, you know, you go into the depths of creating the assets and then you port it to Unreal. And what I like about what DoubleJump Academy did here is that they're giving us a goal in the beginning, and that is to try the pipeline to begin with. I know I have a mute button on my, but I'm not muted. Okay, so I want to just to really emphasize on how important that is, because you get to have an understanding about the scope of the course. So what you would need to do afterwards. And yeah, I quite enjoy that. So thank you, DoubleJump Academy, for structuring it like that. I feel like this is very well structured. And I feel like I could go on more confidently. So yeah, let's keep going and learn more stuff here. All right, so we will launch Unreal and we will wait for it to launch. This is our files that we downloaded before. Okay, let me just click on yes. These are the files that we downloaded before. I've shown it in the stream, but for you guys on YouTube as well. So yeah, we have two Houdini files we might open later, and one Unreal file. Yeah, one zip and one normal. I guess that is just the same, but we'll check that later. Okay, so we have that. This is we also made an account here, so this is working. And we need our Unreal to launch now. One thing we could check upon is if we go back to Unreal, and actually if we go back to Epic Game Launcher, and we go to library, and we check on the Quixel if that have worked now. Quixel. Yeah, okay, so basically we need to install it. We'll click on install. You cannot install this plugin as it already installed to all compatible engine. All right, looks good. All right, if it is installed, that is good. Definitely cool. So this is our Unreal page. We have recent projects here. We have games, film, video, live events. There are already existing projects that we could use. We have architecture, also existing project to use. We have automotive. Also, there are a lot of existing projects to use from. Simulation. All right. So what we'll do is we'll create a third-person shooter game. We'll call it DGA Jack. All right, Jack the Generalist. Jack the Generalist. And then we'll call it, yeah, basically week 1. All right, this looks good. Blueprint. Let's keep it with blueprints here. Let's create. All right, so here we are. We're creating a project and we're launching it. Let's just minus some other things here so we don't see them all the time and so it doesn't get cluttery. I will also go back to our course and we'll learn more and we'll be right back with you until Unreal launch. What we will do now is, since our Unreal has been installed already and everything is working, we'll check on our Quixel plugin. The way we do it is we check on tools, and if we see Quixel Bridge here, then we have it installed. But if we don't see that, then we should be able to check the edit and plugin, which is right there, as you can guys see. And then we will write Quixel. Here we are. Let's see, it has the thing here, so it looks good. Tools, let's see, finding blueprints, C++, cache statistics, CSV to SVG, merge actors, project launcher, render resources. Resource usage, let's just keep going until we find bridge. I might be mistaken where it's located. All right, so it's in the window and we have Quixel Bridge right there. Let's see if we are signed in first. We're actually not signed in, so let's get it down there and sign in. All right, so I will just write down my email and my password. All right, we'll be right back with you. All right, we have put our credentials and we've signed in. You would think if you would connect it to the Epic Store, it would work a bit faster, but it did. So let's go 3D assets. Let's go with food because I love food. Let's go with some bread. All right, this is looking good. How does this thing work? Well, first we need to download it, right? We wait until it's downloaded, then we add it. And it tells us what type of stuff it will be adding and where it will be adding it. Or it already had added it, and now we could hook that content browser down there, the UI, and we just hook it down there, and let's take that window. We can also put the bridge there with it, actually. Let's put it on the side. Let's close this window. And now we can see that we have 2 windows. One is the bridge and one is the content bridge and content browser. And I'll just have it like this so I can switch between them. Very similar to Unity until now. And let's go to the content browser and we see in the 3D assets. So we have, this is our hierarchy. We have all the folders, we have content and then characters and or this or that. And then we have in the mega scans, we have 3D assets. And inside of here, we have the baguette that we just installed and we could drag and drop it right there and F to zoom in to it. All right, so things are working well. R to rotate, S, no, it doesn't work that way. R to scale. Is it R, actually? R to scale, E to rotate, here you go, and W to move things. All right, so this is all working. This bread looks delicious, and I can't wait to eat something. Actually, today I haven't eaten so long. All right, so good. We will continue the course, so I'll be watching some stuff. Okay, so there are a couple of steps to make Unreal communicate with Houdini, so it's not as simple as you might think. So we'll just save the project here, close it, and then go to our Houdini launcher just to make sure that things are correct and set up correctly. So, well, first you would go to your plugins, then you would go to your Unreal plugin and click on the setting here, details. All right, we'll wait, and then we will take the directory that is right there, All right, so let's go to our file explorer. Things are looking good. Let's go here and check 5.3 or 5.4. We see that already it has our versions for Unreal. That is looking good. Houdini engine right there, and we will copy that Houdini engine thing. I'll just go back, one back. We'll copy Houdini engine, and we will paste that engine in our Unreal path. I mean, in our project path. So what we'll do is we'll go into our program and files. In my case, we will check for Epic Games, I guess, and then Unreal. Okay, I just need to check where Unreal is installed. I'll be right back with you. So basically in the documents, that is a good location. And we'll go to Unreal. We'll just type Unreal Projects right here. So it should be in your documents, Unreal Project. If you have it installed somewhere else, that's fine. That is our project we just created. And then we will go into our plugin folder, which does not exist. So let's just add a new folder, call it plugins. And we'll have to do this for every project you want to use Houdini in. So we have copied our 5.4 Houdini engine right there, and we paste it in the Unreal Engine. So not to mistaken both of them. Houdini engine is different than Unreal Engine, but they both have an engine. So yeah, it could be a bit confusing. Don't be confused. I'll be right back. I'll watch more and let you know what to do. All right, now we will test if it worked or not. So we have launched Unreal, and we will open our project, and it will load a little bit. Let's see. We have it going, guys. And the first thing you want to check is not the baguette, but if you have Houdini engine here. And actually we do. And that's cool because we know that some basic operations will be working. I'll watch some more and try to communicate my learning experience to you. Okay. We will unpause. Things are going quite fast, so it will be quite challenging to keep up, which is a challenge I'm willing to take. So basically, what you might, the first thing that we should do is to create a session. It will pause for a bit, and then it will tell us that a session been created. However, we should probably open Houdini, but let's see. Let's see if it works. I hope it works. All right, so you can't see it actually, but it said it like right there that the session got created. So let's just put Unreal right there, so we could see all the messages that we need to see and everything else. Okay, my camera will just be here for now. We'll make it a little smaller, like right there, and we'll put it right here. Cool, things are cool, guys. Let's keep it going. I'm just gonna make it a little bit. Okay, I can't control it that well, but I just don't want to be in the way. So for now, it's good. What we need now to do is to open Unreal, actually to open Houdini, and I don't want to mix both of them. So let's launch it. And now we will learn about HDAs, and I'm very freaking excited to know about HDAs, and I'm hooked. And oh my god, this is going to be so much fun. All right, so we'll pause now. We'll learn more. So we learned a little bit about HDAs. So far, I understand they are like your own custom nodes that you could edit in Engine. I still have no idea what's going on, so we will see. What I've been informed about so far is that if you have side effects labs, that's like its own subscription or something. I don't get it completely, but if you have that, you can actually enable lab tools that already got created, so HDA tools, so you know how the thing looks like. To install that, you would go to the plus here, to shelves, so plus, shelves, right? And then go scroll down all the way to the letter S, so R, S, and labs, and see if you could install it or not. For so far, doesn't look like I have it. But there's an update tool set, version none, file path none, start launcher. All right. I'm not sure if it will work, honestly. Install. It doesn't say it. Plugins, HQ, lab packages, install. Yeah. Install all of them, I guess. Production, let's go with production build. All right, install. We will say yes, and we'll see if it works. Honestly, I have no idea if it works or not. We'll check it out. I will leave it in the recording, because if you can, then you can. At least you're not missing on that. Okay, so we have it. Let's click again. Start launcher, and we have labs packages. And all right, so what to do from here? We have installed the packages, definitely. We need update, installed, release, version, none, start launcher. I don't know where to go from here, honestly, but we can check the tutorial, and I'm just not sure. So basically what I have to do is close it and open it again. And here we have some details on the shelf. Looks good. All right, so we'll pause it and continue with you guys. All right, so let's pause. Okay, we definitely don't have the same stuff. I guess that's due to educational licenses or whatever. But I'll just type labs here and at this fire thingy. And it adds. All right, and we see the lock on this thing. But what we could do is right click that thing, and we could dive into network. Maybe not here. Let's right click again. Show not information, view independence, edit, comment, save, character tools, allow editing. Yeah, now it's unlocked. And if we double click on that, we'll see its components. However, let's stop here too. Each one has its own set of node tools. Yeah, this is basically what we want to do now. Yeah, for now, I'll just delete this. It's good for now, and we'll be right back at you. Unpause. All right, good. So we'll create a very simple tool. I'm just following up the course. I will still do it on my own, try to do things on my own. So first of all, we need draw a curve. Wait, draw curve? Curve? Can we draw a curve or not? Ah, we need a geo actually. Geometry. Here we go. Give me a second. We'll be right back. All right, so guys, let's see. So what I did is I have created geometry, right? And now I want to check on my lab tools. Labs. Oh my God, they're all here. So that is amazing. We have everything we need. Let's do a labs again. I just want to show you some of the tools that you could do or that you could play with here. Let's choose one of those things. Attribute, normalize, float. Those are all custom nodes, guys. Let's see. Poly, sculpt. This is all modifiers, basically. Color blend. I just want to get one of that. Rhythm UV, labs, volume, grayscale, lighting. All right, let's check that out. Let's go and allow editing. And if we double click on that, we see this huge nodes. And that is exactly what we want. We want to be able to make things like this, prepare model, get inputs, get input, points, god damn it, and guides and things like that. We want this to work, right? So yeah, we want things to look like that. And that is what an HDA is, I guess, for now. That's my understanding of it. So I will delete that and we will create a very simple tool. And first we will start with draw curve. Here we are. And yeah, we see that it's aligning on the wrong axis. So we will just basically allow it to go on the axis that we want it to go, ZX. Like we did with the other Houdini stuff that we've done before. And now we will basically draw a curve here. And if we press enter, we'll be able to draw something. So I could draw Jack, oh my God, that's not the I forgot how to write generalist. Generalist. All right. Oh my God, that drawing. Oh my God, that's cool. All right, Jack the Generalist and DGA for DoubleJump Academy. Here we go. All right, looks cool. And we will add now some stuff to this to make it draw something. So first of all, what you would do, and what I imagine doing, is definitely adding a box or a sphere. Let's add a sphere for now. All right, so sphere, and we will spawn that sphere inside of this line. Well, first of all, the sphere is way too big. We need it a bit smaller. And then we will check how many points we have in here. And there are a lot, but not too much. That's good. We could smoothen this a bit. There's a way. But for now, I just want to create this tool quite roughly. So we've learned copy to points before. So we will play with that again. And let's add here, and let's add that here. Ah, wrong, the other way around. This here and this here. Okay, and now, as you can see, there are spheres all over the place. We could see that the curve has already been edited by some mechanism, but there are a couple of things we could actually make it work better. So resample is one. We worked with that one before, so it's not new. Resample will give us the points, so let's view its work, and you could see how it had made everything go on a simple flow. They all have the same flow, nothing is going too crazy, right? So what we could do is lower the resolution or just make it as such. Actually lower the resolution so we can smoothen it later. So what we could do is this, and then we look for smooth node, and we have one. Amazing. So let's hook it up to the smooth node and let's only view that. And then we could decide how strong the smoothing experience is. So we could still see the ease. Yeah, the ease are important. And let's see filter quality. Filter quality, the lower the better in my opinion, but I could be wrong. Yeah, okay. I mean, you can't really plan for bad writing, so that is fine. And then you hook it up to the spheres. However, we see if we hook it up here, it will be two less of spheres. Could be a nice way to create a procedural puzzle where, you know, in a game where you just like, you see that and then you have to guess what it's written. Could be a cool way to do a puzzle. However, if you bring the strength of this, it could create this cool effect where the word basically come together. Let's build that tool. Let's call it writing or whatever you want to call it. And let's see where we can go from here. All right, so I will pause. We'll go back right there. We'll unpause the... all right, so guys, one way I've learned so far where we could create a tool is to right-click here, right-click and go to Actions, and then collapse the subnet. So again, let's review that again. No HDA can be created without this step right here. Right-click, Actions, collapse the subnet, or Shift-C. But I will keep doing it with the right-click for now so you guys understand it. So, and here we have a subnet. That's amazing, right? So if we double-click on the subnet, we have everything that we've been doing before. And that is that. Okay, so I have no idea what those numbers are for, but I guess those are plugins to get more information from outwards. So from the geo here, if we have added a new draw curve and we connect it to the subnet that we created here, and we could do that. All right, so I guess select all, right click, and then you could make that into a digital asset. But let me actually read through things here. Parameters and channels, preview window, spreadsheet, show node information, view dependency, edit comment, save. And in the save, there's nothing. Inputs, create digital asset. Here you go, create digital asset. And I wonder if I could just right click here and create it. I can't. Okay, that is interesting. So select all, create digital asset. And now just make sure you name it the correct name. And in this example is, I'll call it draw spheres. Draw spheres, HDA. All right, so let's also add the course name. DGA, draw spheres, HDA. It is a digital asset. We can see here it has an internal name, so you could actually give your author name here. So it will take your username now. My username, I think, is Rab. So, and then it will have a base name. That is what we have just called it here. And then which version this is. And this will be updated the more you save it. So here we have user, labs, beta, etc. We will have we'll have pretty much the same settings. However, we will take this path because we will be saving a lot of stuff in that path. So we will go there. Okay, just give me a second. Let's go put this down. Let's paste it, and it is not working, of course, because it's taken even the name of it. So we're just gonna go one step back here. And it's still not working, so something wrong with the spelling. Let me get this right. User documents Houdini. All right, let's check that out. Let's try to go here. All right, because it's saying user, I will not be able to reach there. That is something if you have a different username. You can see here it's saying user, right? And I have a username. So if you have that same problem, you will have to go just follow it. So basically you would go to the C, basically just go to the documents, and then you will find a Houdini document file. Here we are. And then next thing we need is OTLS. So OTLS, let's check where that is. Where is that? Asset store. Okay, what we could do is view, show, hidden items, and refresh that, and I still don't see anything. Maybe we need to create it first. So let's hit on create, and we will refresh this, and now we have a file called OLTS. If it hadn't created yet, so you won't be able to see it, let's put it to quick access, and now we will see it somewhere here. So we'll go here and backwards. All right, so here we have it. Always we have our basically, it's called SOP, but it's an HDA .HDA, as you can see here, but SOP to the type of the thing that we created, user for our username, whatever, and we have DGA, DoubleJump Academy, Drawsphere, HDA. I shouldn't have added HDA here because it says it in the type of file HDA. So yeah, let's just keep going. We'll pause. All right, so guys, we have saved our OTLS. Let's put it actually a bit upwards so we have it somewhere where our eyes can see always. All right, so we close it right now because we'll be able to open it every now and then. Okay, so when we have clicked create HDA or create digital asset, this menu had show up. We have no idea what to use this for, but eventually we will dive really deep into it and we will see what to do. At least that's what they said in the course. So for now, just basically click apply here. Just click apply and accept. It should work. All right, so back to Unreal. With Unreal, let's go back to the content and let's maybe make a new folder. Let's try to make a new folder with the same shortcuts. It works Shift Control N, and we will call this one HDA's week 1, baby. All right, here we go. So HDA week 1, let's import a new asset, and the way you do it is right click in here, anywhere here, maybe here too. Does this work? No. So here, and import to game HDA, basically this, the first option. And now we go to our OTLS file and we click on our HDA and we see it right there. And it will only be recognized if you have actually installed the Houdini engine. That is something we have learned in the course. Yeah, so let's check that out. Let's go together and add our HDA thingy. All right, so this is funny looking HDA right there. Okay, what else do we notice? We notice here we have Houdini engine. Okay, so let's make this thing a little bigger and try to understand what is happening. I will pause this right now and learn more and let you guys know what I've learned. All right, so let's learn together, guys. All right, so what I really wanted to do, not only just follow the course, but I also wanted to understand the type of information Unreal is actually showing us here. And I really hope that you all seeing this information clearly, because otherwise I would need to actually make them look a little bigger. And I guess that is done in the preferences. So let's go into the editor preferences. Just looking real quick if there's a way we could make this thing a bit bigger. Application scale, let's go and make those things a little bigger so it's easy even for me to read. Okay, so we have location data, we have rotation data, we have scale data. That is basically very similar in all applications or in all engines. It's quite similar stuff. So you have the scale, you have the rotation, you have the location, and then you have the other parameter or the other scripts that are hooked to this game object or to this object. Or in this case, in Unreal, it's the actor. So I'll just close a lot of the stuff here and go one by one and check them out. So yeah, I'm closing all of those things. We'll go over them one by one. Let's take the outline, actually put it to the left. And we close this a little bit like that. We have an overview here. This is looking good, guys. Let's see. So first of things is the transform. We've looked over it. We have, yeah, location, rotation, scale. You could even make it even relative or to the world. That's cool. Same here with the rotation and same with the scale. That's cool. All right, so Houdini engine. We have rebuild, recook. All right, so there are a lot of stuff. Houdini engine session ready. That is good to know, I guess. Otherwise, it won't work. Let's cover this for now. There's, wait a second. Assets, options. Oh my God, there are so many things. Assets, options, bake, generate. Oh my God, so cool. We'll close this. Let's go with Houdini inputs. And those are, I believe, the inputs that we have. Yeah, geometry inputs, world input, curve input. And in the course, they show you the curve input, and you could see how those spheres are now spawning due to a curve input that we're adding. I guess you click on the point and it will regenerate. All right, so that we know so far. If we add a point, what would happen? It will be added on the right side. That is quite weird. But yeah, it is what it is. We will learn, I guess, new... Oh, whoa, this is going upwards. It's funny. Okay, we'll learn new ways to create the assets. It's been promised that we will look into making a bridge, like an actual bridge from point to point. That will be quite interesting to make. Either a bridge or like a ladder will be also fine. I'm really excited to create that. So yeah, we learned that so far. Reset, offset, what would that make? I have no idea. Two curves, and we have added... Okay, what if I clear all and I add one? And it would just add an end and the beginning to it. Okay, so what would happen if I make it not visible? We will not be able to choose it. If I make it reversed, I can't. If I make it closed, I also... Nothing changes. It gives me even like messages on the right side. You can't see it because it's hidden by my camera. Bake to actor, bake to blueprint. Those are all interesting options. I guess that is to lessen the calculation. So you bake the animation, you bake the simulation, and you bake everything that is connected to this thing, right? Spline point editor. That is cool. I guess if we add a point here, we're switching between points. Okay, let's select first spline point, add previous spline point. Okay, here we go. We have added a spline point here. Let's add another spline point. Well, I'm just basically interested in how the system works. Well, what happens if we select this one now and the spline point before that? How does that work? Yeah, it's just interesting for now. We will know how all of these things work as we keep going. As for now, I'll go back and learn more and we'll let you know. So that is it for now. We'll go back here, and I've always thought this background looks super hideous, and now I finally know how to change it. So basically you would press D, and then you have a lot of options here, from markers to guides to visualize to geometry to scene. To even furthermore, camera, lights, material, fog, grid, and background. Well, background is the one that I want to change. It's hideous. I don't like it. Dark is too dark. Gray is too gray. And dark gray is the proper one. Okay, so save as default. And let's keep going then. I hope it won't have to restart the whole thing. Visuals and finishes were successful. Save to. All right, thank you so much. Houdini will Control S you, so we can save you, and let's take that down and let's save it in our let's learn. Let's see, wait, let's actually user documents. That's the one we want, and then we want our let's learn at DGA. Yes, my friend, and we will add week 1 on this Houdini file. All right, so we have it. Let's keep watching. Okay, so we're finally learning more about Houdini window customization, and one of the first things that are quite important to always have an eye on is actually the spreadsheet. So what we'll do is, you see that arrow right there. If you click it, you can start working on splitting the view. Just give me a little bit of time to understand it. Set plane tab, type, new network view, parameters, tree view, render schedule, Python, performance, help browser, log viewer. And here in viewer, just checking until I find the proper setting that I want to reach. It's right there. Split panel or split pane left or right. And here, split pane top and bottom. And we want the top and bottom option here. And basically we'll just get to our spreadsheet. So basically we click on this add button, and we basically can actually just drag and drop this thing here. Wait, let's check it again. Maybe it works, like right there. All right, now we have our spreadsheets ready to check all the time, and it seems to be something that is quite important to check. And now we will add, so basically the way you could add, wait, that was a shortcut that I've used. All right, so again, here, we could use a left and right, so we'll split it this way. And again, top and bottom, right? And here again, top and bottom, the same way. And so we will have two ways to see things. The properties that we will edit, we'll keep here. So let's get that done. And this is called, let me just check, it's called resample, or it's called property, right? Property, panel type, network parameters. Is this the one? Yeah, okay, so that's good. What we could do is give each one a group name, basically, by clicking right here. So this, no, wait a second, this one. Okay, this is not working well. Let me just checking. Let me just check. Maybe this is something to do with the license. All right, so basically right click, here you go. And we'll call this one 1, and we will also call this one 1. And so these are connected to each other. And these, if we call this one 2, and we call this one 2 as well, these will be together as well. So like basically like together. So we have this the spreadsheet always with us because we will need it all the time. And I have to change this one to property, just like this. And I like the setup better because I always have the option to look at it. That's great. Okay, and as you can see, I could double click here and just change a couple of things inside, and as well, we'll have the overview over other things. Yeah, we do that in engines as well. It works quite well, and yeah, so we will keep the same track here. I need to look into an option for my streaming to have a smaller camera maybe, and yeah, bigger Houdini window. Anyway, for now, that works. So let's keep watching. Let's get our hands a bit dirty, guys. So we'll start adding parameters to what we just created, so we could edit it in engine actually. So one way to do this is by, let's go right here, right click and go to type properties. Type properties is this window that we talked about before, where it looks quite complex, right? So, but we have parameters window here, parameters window, and we see couple of very how to say, they're quite familiar concepts, like the vector 4, the vector 3, the vector 2, and the float. So if we have to, let's just keep this a bit on the side. I'll explain a couple of things before I go into here, so I'll just put it down now. And so say, for example, we want to create a float value that you could manipulate the length of the resample with. And that would, for example, add more density. Or we want to add a value that actually manipulates the smoothing of it. So it could create sharper edges or smoother edges. So we could call it edges, right? So we could go here back to our type property window. And if you can't find it, just right click here and type properties. and this window should show up for you. So now we realize what type of data input is this one. It's a float because it has a number dot number. So it could do a float type of input. While this is an integer, for example, it has a quality, right? So we will add it by adding it like this. And oh, sorry, I said integer, although I mean integer. So, all right, so float value, we will call it curve, angle, what do you say? Angle smoothness. All right, so I'm not sure if I wrote it correctly. Let's actually check it out. I can always check out my spelling because I suck at spelling. All right, smoothness is incorrect, I guess, right? I'm just gonna basically go from here, delete and paste this. All right, I guess it was the same. For some reason it told me that it was incorrect. Anyway, it is a float value, and I will apply that, and here we have it. And so we also need an integer of one value. We will add it right there, and we will call that one, what is it called here? Filter quality. We'll call it filter. Angle filter. All right, so like this, and we will apply that. And one way to make it work is, let me see how we could actually hook it up. And by clicking here, we will see those values that we just created. I don't know why the label is called label. That is weird. Ah, I see. All right, so let's double click here, call it something, and we will double click here and call it the same name. All right, so all right, again here, double click, and why is it not working? Because I'm taking the same name. All right, so angle smoothness, and we will save that. Okay. Actually, this is not this is the filter. Oh, I have to be careful with those things. Okay, so this is the filter, and now wait a second. This is the angle smoothness. Okay, now we're talking. And this is the filter. All right, so here we go. And filter. Okay, so here we have them together, and we'll apply them, and here we see them. The filter is float, as it says. Oh wait, why are they updating? They should not update. Let me check something. Smoothness here, and I should, if I click here, it should not update because it is in menu 2. Menu 2, here we go. All right, so it should not update now. Okay, the filter, as we can see, which is the strength. Yeah, the filter, actually it's the other way around. Okay, so let's do that real quick. Type properties, and we see that the integer should be the angle filter. It should be the other way around. Okay. Excuse me. I'm just sneezing. Sorry. Okay, so we will call that S, and this one A. Enter. S. Excuse me. So basically what we could do is just name this a bit differently and see what makes it to the engine, so we know what type of AF. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, just give me a minute. Continue. So we have an integer value of AF, which is angle filter, and we'll accept that, and then we will click here again. We see that angle strength or angle smoothness should be the strength. So if we just drag and drop that thing over here and we say relative channel reference, it should now connect this value to it. And the higher it is, as you can see, the better, the more smoothness there is. And the more the filter quality is. There we go. We're just gonna drag and drop this thing right over there and apply. And now we can see that we could manipulate those values right from here. Amazing. Cool. That is amazing. So let's also add one more. We will add a type property, and we will add actually a float again. and it will be just drag and drop it right there. Let's change the label to something that says density. So we'll go with D, and we'll also call it density. And those are actually, there's a different way. Like if we are willing to make this into a drawing thing, let's make it, call it, what is the Photoshop term for this? Well, spacing, I think. All right, so let's just look into the brushes, and we add a new layer, F5. Here we have the F5. All right, so if we add brush shape, it's spacing. It's basically called spacing. Here it is. It's called spacing, and this is exactly what we want to do with our tool. So because it is, we basically made it draw. So let's call it spacing and call it S. Accept. Cool. Spacing is a float value. Here you go. You can see the difference visually. That's amazing. So if we go back to our smooth, actually our resample value, and we just put one of them in the level of details or length, I think. Oh, wait, let's just make sure which one it is. Yeah, the length is the spacing here. Okay, so sampling or spacing and add it here, and here we could see that we could manipulate it from there. All right, this is awesome, you guys. So far so good. This thing is looking good. All right, so what we'll do now is keep watching, and I'll be right back right now. Okay, so one way to update this live, basically, without having to export and re-import and etc., you could right click here, and you should be able to say update somewhere here, save node type, right one, this one, save node type, SNT, save node type, and this should basically now had exported it automatically, and in Unreal we will see that nothing had changed. But if we right click here and we basically say re-import, it should work on it, and we should have more options. All right, so where to see this? Also, another way to rebuild, you need to rebuild all instances as well. So wait until that is done, and you will get a notification, and it's done. It's told me beneath my camera, or like, okay, you can't see it now anymore. Anyway, it was beneath my camera, but for now, I will just keep my camera here until we find another solution for this. Anyway, one way to see if it worked or not is under Houdini parameters, and we see that only the label had made it through, not the name. So that is to be aware of. Yeah, okay, so we have everything on 0. That is why we're not seeing anything. So let's just take this thing a bit away from here. Yeah, we see we have a sphere here and sphere there, basically, because of the spacing. And we need, okay, spacing is fine, but I think the strength is a bit quite strong, or this one. One of them is definitely creating that problem. Let's see. Yeah, it needs some time to update, basically. Let's give it more time to update, and here we are. Let's make this 0.05, and we should have really few of spacing happening. And yeah, so we actively had been able to create parameters that contain integer, vector, integer and float. And obviously there are more, because if you go right there and you click on type property, you can see there's an angle, there's a button strip, there's a color and an alpha. Oh my god, so you could be able to change things on the go with textures and things like that. Data, direction vector, file directory, file geometry, file image, float vector 2, vector 3, float vector 4, folder, geometry data, icon strip. I have no idea what that could be. Integer and integer v2, integer vector 3, integer vector 4, makes sense. Key value, direction, label heading, label message. All right, so much more. Integer and float that are made out of logarithmics. Oh my god. Minimum max float, minimum max integer. Oh my god, so many things. You have an operator list, operator path, ordered menu, RGBA mask, ramp color, ramp float, separator, spacer, and string toggle UV UVW. All right, so many things that you could do, and each one can be manipulated and changed as much as we could actually add. So for example, integer, we could change the type of it on the go. We could add our units even. We could add our size. We could add invisible or visible. We could have it go and do different things. We can give it channels. We can give it menu, import action. Yeah, there are just so many things that we could do, and I can't wait to get my hands dirty with those things. Okay, so let's watch and I'll be right back. Let's go through it. So we like this window setup, and we have actually worked with it before. So we'll save new save current desktop, and we will just save it as it is, as the one that we had before, and that is fine. Also, we could one another way to do it is new desktop. No, that's not the one. All right, so build back again, and I just want to know how to save. Here we go. As so, if I do this as Jack the Generalist, here we go, the Generalist, and so DGA in the beginning, we will know what we are working with, right? So save that, and here we go. We should be able to have it right there, and we have a build right there, and DGA right there, and desk, and games, and grooming. Okay, weird. Anyway, so let's keep going. All right, so if you want to know how this thing came in here, I basically just opened our week 1, week 2 files, and I've opened the Houdini file. I've just opened it because they basically showed us that a couple of ways to create tools is by first starting by creating the parameters, and this way you're basically designing the tool and you're basically getting excited to do the tool. I agree with that. I think this could help us in the future, because it could be very overwhelming not to know what you want, what your goal is. So creating the parameters at the beginning could lead to limit your scope, to have to be focused more, right? So here's what we're gonna do now. We will check what type of things are done inside of this tool. So we can see that procedural bridge here, and we can see that there are 2 add nodes here. So for example, if we check the first add node and we click enter, we position this upwards, it should generate it into that way, and if we take it inwards, it should make it shorter, etc. So I'll Control Z that, and so those are the 2 points that you could add to create that bridge. I'm just breaking it down right now with my very limited experience. And the procedural bridge here, this one should enable simulation. So if you play it right there, it should calculate now and make the bridge fall down. Of course, my PC is struggling right now, but you can see that the bridge is actually falling with gravity. And of course, that thing is not being affected right now, maybe because we moved the point too far away. We don't know yet, but it's fine. So it is working with that, we know. And if we play it from the beginning, it should play a bit faster. Let's just go here, and it should play faster now, because it had calculated those calculations, right? It made those calculations. And one more thing here that they have created is an actual... well, let's not go too deep into it. We will check it out, and we will know how to create this type of effect. We will see more in depth later. We'll go back right now. I'll learn a couple of new things. We'll complete this episode, and this will be it for the stream. But for now, I will continue. And yeah, we'll be right back. So let's pause. So back to the point where you could actually create parameters first. Then you could create the thing over it. We could see the type of parameters this generator had. That is made by the mentor. It's also been given to us by the mentor. And you could see the first thing that they started with is plank density. And if you change that, you'll have less planks, which makes sense, right? And that is very much close to what we've been working on, which is right there. The plank density is now very similar to our spacing here. And if we to edit that now and actually start from 0 with our type properties, and we do, for example, instead of spacing here, we call it really just the same plank density, it would work the same way, because basically it's not doing anything else but the same effect. Of course, there are a couple of things that are more, but yeah, you have it here. We're having more dense planks. In this case, it's spheres, but here it's planks. So it's a float value that if you take it up, it gets less. If you take it down, it gets more. That's exactly what we have with the other one. Then we have the scale of the bridge itself. Some bridges are big, some bridges are small. So basically that's a float value and we could create it right now. So let's just give it the scale value of float. So we need a float right there. Add it in, call it scale. I'm not going to go too much into details because I might be actually building something else in the end. But let's have it. Let's have at it. Why is this not changing? Come on, buddy. Okay, you can go. Now, why did I delete it? Discard. Okay, let's add a new float. Inside, please. Yes. Okay, and we will call you scale, my friend. All right, enter. And here we'll also call you scale, and we will apply you. Okay, so good. So far so good. We'll go back to the file here. We have a rope twist. All right, that's cool. How twisted are the ropes? We will just delete this here, and we'll check it right down there. Here we go. The more twists. All right, that could be quite easy actually. That is like 4 circles, or yeah, 4 circles that's been extruded and twisted. That's just the rotation of them, and you could see that it's not changing here, but it's changing there. So it's just changing in the extrusion, I think. So far, we've only been learning Houdini for 3 days, and we have an idea about the tricks that being used. So let's keep checking that. The red thing is the weight, I think. This is the weight painting of it. I feel like it could have less weight here because it's hooked, but I could be wrong. Anyway, for now, we will see. So that is the rope twist. We could add that too. Fine. Let's add, what is that? A float as well, right? So we will add that. We'll call it a rope twist. All right. So let's have that too. We will also name the label rope twist. All right. That sounds good. Let's apply it. Let's go back here. What else is there? There's railing closeness. So what is a railing closeness in this case? All right. So those are, how often are those spawned, basically? How close are they to each other? So you could also call it density, rope, or railing density, repetition, whatever you might call it. It's actually integer. So we'll go and put an integer here, and we'll call it railing closeness, just so we are closeness. All right, like this. Good. I will apply that, accept it. And then I will come back here and we'll check what else is there. Rope style, diagonal, or cargo net. All right, so cool. What I don't like about a cargo net here is it's literally just connected to each other. I feel like it could have ropes as well to connect them, but maybe it is like this in real life, that you just have them hooked here and they just go over each other. But then if they go over each other, I think you might have to have them go over each other, not intersect in each other. Okay, let's see what else is there. And you could choose the type of, or like how close they are to each other. And okay, that's kind of cool. Diagonal, this thing goes away. Simulation, enable sim or disable sim. Okay, enable animation or disable animation. We'll see more about those things later. For now, Houdini just got crashed. All right, I'm gonna learn quite a bit more about the stuff. I don't want any simulation for now. Actually, let me just check if things have limitation. So scale have limitation of 3, right? Okay, and 1 and 0. Where is 0.1 is the limitation? Okay, and we could do the same here by going into the type of parameters as well and checking, for example, a scale, and we could give it a range between 0.5 and 2.5, for example. In our case, I will apply. Of course, those parameters don't do anything right now. Like just for your information, those parameters have no effect whatsoever. They just are a way for us to plan our generation or our HDA. Okay, so for now I'll learn a little. So one way to categorize your parameters is you could put them in folders, and as you can see here, one is called general art, one is called simulation, and if we see it right there, type properties, we can actually see the parameters that got created and their structure. Just for reference, like how this looks like here, how this looks like here, etc., and how this one, the simulation, looks like here. Okay, we will for sure look into that, and we will know more about how to structure those things more. So for now, I just want to add things into folders, and we will just go back to our Houdini file. Not this one, and yeah, so let's create a folder. And the way you could create a folder is just drag a folder here inside from the left to the right and call this one artsy stuff. All right, so artsy stuff, we will just take everything here and put it inside of here, and we will actually apply it, and we will see that artsy stuff have its own folder, basically. Okay, so for now, we've learned how to do that. Let's pause. All right, so yeah, we could use another folder, of course, and we will call it the simulation folder, similar to how it is done in the other Houdini file that we have open right there. Let's just bring the scale a little bit upwards so you guys can see it. Let's bring, what else is there? Yeah, so we have simulation, we have a toggle. That's a toggle, I think. And that's also a toggle, rest simulation, reset simulation. I have no idea, I think that's a button. And that's like a drop down button. Let's just check if we could find those things. Just wondering. So toggle would be right. Where is that toggle? Let's just keep looking into the toggle. Here it is. All right, so toggle, and this one will allow us to basically how to say, like, it will enable us when we click it to have a simulation. So start simulation. Let's just call start the simio. Let's just start the sim. And we'll also call it start the sim. Okay, and this will be in our is it Cody simulation artsy stuff, and yeah, let's just call it sim, and we'll just label start the simulation. And what else is there? We have a couple of other toggles. So I guess, right, we have another toggle that enable animation, which we will know more about. I'll be right back. Let's get back to it. We will add something where you could manipulate the softness of the ropes and how tight they are. So let's just call it rope tightness, I guess. Just to simulate how tight the ropes are or not, and that is by adding a float value. Let's go to the float value, and we will name that one. So basically now you're in the level where you could design the whole thing, right? So just do that. Just add whatever you want to add. That is what we're being told right now. And even if you can't make it, you can't make it. And we're also seeing how we could work with the labels, how could we work with the parameters, how we could create different parameters that could be only activated with certain parameters. Okay, so let's see. Now we call this rope tightness, and let's see, we'll also call the label the same. So far we have kept that the same way. Let's just keep it all over the place. Here too, rope twist as well. Plank intensity, all right. We could always add the range, for example, when we know this could go all over the place. So tightness could go from, because you can't make it super loose, or can you, with a rope? All right, let's just go with the 0.5 until 1.5. Okay, so we have a range, and what is cool about the whole thing is you could have it enabled only when something is enabled. So the way to do that is, let me see here, menu, import action button, channels, no parameters. Callback script available for import invisible. No, it should be visible range. We have that. Main dialog. Okay, disable when. Okay, and now we could make an expression that is so far have learned, and you have to actually take the name, not the label. So I'm just differentiating it for us. So if we took the name and we have to write a bit of code, like not super extreme. We need those brackets, and we put the name, and we say equals 0, not 10. 0 means false, and 1 means true. And so we will apply that, and we will check it here in the sim. When we check that box, it will be enabled. When we uncheck the box, it will be disabled. And we see that the label itself is called different than the name. And if we, by mistake, had copied the label and put it here in this expression, it won't work. So if we apply that, no matter what we do here, it won't work because we have taken the label and we haven't taken the expression. And we need the expression. And the expression, which is the name, we need that to be here, not the label. Okay, so apply that. This is how you could disable something when you enable it. There's also buttons, right? Here's a button. Button strip is, I guess, a couple of buttons. Of course, all of those don't work right now. Nothing works here. This is all only a couple of stuff that we actually have enabled and we have connected, like we've seen before. Okay, we'll learn more. There are a couple of things that we learn now that are quite cool. That is, for example, we have now this tabs style of folders. There are different folder styles. So, for example, if you go here and you go up there, it says tabs here. There's collapsible, for example. If we apply that, it would look like this. I really like the collapsible style. There's simple, which would look like, if we apply it, would look just like that. And for example, the sim here, if we have it simple as well, we apply it, it will just go scroll through things. However, there's more. There's borderless. There's tabs. There's variety of buttons, import blocks, multi-parm, block list, scrolling, and tabs. But let's go with collapsible because I like collapsible items. All right, so this one too. Let's keep it on collapsible. All right, cool. And accept that. So we have this, and they look amazing. One more thing is when we see our other Houdini file that we got from the course or from the workshop, we have this drop-down menu, right? So as we said, it's called a menu. So I guess it will be something in between menu or drop-down. And we have button here. We have other stuff. And of course, when we have a cargo net, for example, we have 3 different. Here we go. Enable intersection nodes. Those are the things that I was talking about. Yeah. All right. So yeah, this looks better, and you could see that. No, it's all good. Yeah. So we have the nuts, and yeah, it is there. Cool. So yeah, we have about 3 options here that we could enable once the drop-down menu is enabled. So let's just get those done and over with. So we will go here, type properties. Parameters, okay, not here. Oh, sorry. We'll go right there. Type properties of that one and go to parameters. And now we will add a drop-down menu. So something in menu. Here we go. Min max. Let's see if there's a menu, integer, icon strip, geometry folder, float, file, data, color, button, angle. Okay, one more time. Actually down. And we will go operator path, ramp, separator, spacer, operator menu, this one, I think. All right, so let's check it out inside here. Let's put it in the, let's keep it in the art stuff that we have because it will be also related to the art, to how the bridge will look like. So we have it right there, and we will call it, let's see. We will call it style of ropes, or let's see, a bit of a different name maybe. Rope grid. Okay, rope style, whatever. We're just gonna keep it with the rope style now, and we'll copy that into the label as well. And we'll see how we could add menu. Cool. Okay, we will be right back. All right, guys. So we have created a menu ordered menu, and what I've learned so far is you should not fear dreaming big in the beginning, and just add more tools and more ways you dream about controlling your procedural tool. Go crazy with it. However, now we have this learning gap that I need to cover in order to know how to add tools and how to add parameters and how to add menus. So once that is covered, we could dream big in the future, definitely. But we are definitely encouraged to take a risk here. And well, it's not much of a risk if it's in the beginning. If it's you're just designing the parameters, then you could always scale down later. So that is quite cool. Let's see how we can add menus to the actual menu that we have here, and that is by going to menu, and we have here rope style, as you could see. So we'll just go to the menu, and we will add there's, as you can see, there's a token name and a label name. The label name here, for example, as we can see with the other one that we had here, there's a label name which says diagonal and cargonet, like here. And yeah, so we will call one diagonal. I think that's, yeah. And we will give it a token number, and I'll show you what that means in a second. Okay, and we will name the other one diagonal and cargonet net. Okay, and this one will be 2, for example. How does it work here at the same time? Okay, so delete this one, delete this one, and here add 1. No, sorry, 1. So what the token is, if we now to add this inside of this thing here, I'm just gonna put it right there. Let me apply it. You can see it right here, diagonal and cargonet, right? If we, for example, to add a mechanism here that switches when you choose a token, basically. So if we add a switch here, right? So that is the switch. It's called the switch. It's, you have to think about it like a LAN switch, you know, like a switch port with cables. You have port 1, port 2, port 3, and those ports are the token. So if we to, for example, to hook this here, and we to say this one is taking token 1, and this here is taking token 2, then when I choose between the menu here, and I will show you, like if you click right there, and this is the select input basically, and if we to drag and drop the rope style here in relative, and we choose from here now, this is 1 and this is 2, that is the number that we're changing here. 1 and 2, that is all what we're doing. And so yeah, those are the tokens, just keep that in mind. I'll delete that, and yeah, that's it for today's episode. I'll be right back with you guys on Wednesday, which is after tomorrow from now. If you're watching this, the next episode will come after tomorrow. Come join me on the stream. I stream from 10 till 16, basically GMT time. And yeah, that is all. Thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed this, subscribe on YouTube, and if you are on Twitch, leave me a follow. It will help a lot with everything. His channel is still small, and it's very exciting. It's keeping me going to learn more and more and more. Since I opened it, I've learned so much, and I hope you have learned too. Yeah, whenever you see a mistake in this video or on the stream, please leave a comment. Let's interact with each other. All right, so DoubleJump Academy, check the link below if you are interested. They have a free course, so check that out. They have a lot of free stuff. Quite interesting, their course structure. And that is it for today, I promise. And I have to go now. See you guys later. All right, bye.